Alright, today I wanted to show the assembly of the spool that's included on the Limitless. These here are all the parts that you will need. In my case I got a 29 tooth gear, but the Limitless comes with 34 tooth, and there's several options. You could go with whatever fits your build the best. So prior to the Limitless coming out, our only option other than some custom build was the, you can't see it anymore because I put this bearing over top of the pin, but the hot racing spool setup where it's locked to remove the original center differential, and these work pretty good. The issue with these was that a pin would pop out, the pin that's behind this bearing, and they basically had a rubber O-ring that would go around to hold that pin in, and when it's rotating at high speeds, that O-ring comes out, the pin comes out, and you lose your front drive. So those worked okay, but now we have some factory parts from ARRMA that we can use. So I will list all the part numbers below in case you want to build one, and these should work for any of your 6S model ARRMAs like the Typhoon, Creighton, Italian, Sinton, all those. Basically you got a shaft. To look close at it here, there is a hole through it, and they've also got a flat spot on it, which is nice. You could actually not use their gear and use something else if there's another gear ratio you wanted. One key feature here is that it's 8mm bore, so you got to go with some pretty big stuff. Get this stuff out of the package. It's really a pretty easy setup. You got the outdrive cups on either end. There's some aluminum spacers, and probably the easiest way to do this is to start with your gear. I won't screw all this in for the sake of time on the video. You're going to have the smaller spacer on one side, and you will need two bearings. You could reuse the ones off your original diff if you're changing over, and you should see there spacer and then the bearing, and then you've got one of these outdrive cups, and the end of the shaft there is flat on one side. I did notice there's a little bit of wiggle there. I wish they had made the clearances on these a little tighter. It looks big. Let's see. I'm going to tighten it all the way down. Let me go ahead and put this in there. Okay, and you can see here that pin actually sort of comes out the back side, so it's going to be locked in there real nice and solid. The larger spacer is going to go on the other side, your other bearing, and then finally the other outdrive cup there. So this is your Limitless spool. And again, it'll fit into your 6S mount. That's the mount off the V4 Creighton. So the overall assembly is about the same size. Those outdrive cups are a lot beefier than the original. This new one's, is round all the way around, where the ones on the Hot Racing or the original ARRMA. You can see they've taken some material off. Anyway, that should be a good upgrade for current 6S owners, and looks like it'll be a nice setup. Definitely strong and solid. The Hot Racing one has a little bit of wiggle in it, and this one, you know, is rock solid. I like that a lot better. Alright guys, thanks, and be safe out there doing your speed runs.